Hey, I'm Carlos, board game designer, and welcome back to a new episode of Diary of a Designer. Today, I'm bringing you something a little different. We had a testing session in Ubrique, a beautiful town in the mountains of south Spain, with 4 players at different experience levels, and I filmed a bit of what happened at the table. You are going to see the game in action, and I'm going to walk you through everything we learned from that session. That afternoon, we had the chance to play with 4 testers at 3 different experience levels. One of them has played the game more times than almost anyone. Another had played a couple sessions, and the other 2 was sitting down to play for the very first time. That kind of mix gives us incredibly valuable information, because new players tell you things that regular players take you for granted, and regular players see things that only become visible after many games. Here's a moment from that session. From this session, we took away several key learnings. The first is about how the game functions. One thing we keep seeing with first-time players is that the early rounds, it can be tricky to follow the correct round sequence. There are several steps, and it's easy to forget a resolution. Here, Jaime gave us another great idea. He suggested adding a counter on the central board to track the different phases of the round as you go. This builds on something we were already thinking about, adding a round summary to each player board. Both things together means the players always know exactly what phase they are in and what comes next. And something really positive that keeps coming up after the first few rounds, the core concept clicks quite quickly. The learning curve is manageable. There's an interesting pattern we've noticed with several testers during their first game. Many feel like the game doesn't have a lot of interaction, like their decisions don't really affect what the other players are doing. But by the end of the game, when you talk it through, the perception shifts completely. When you look at what actually happened, the interaction is there. It just takes some time at the table to learn to see it and to play with it actively in mind. That's something we'll keep watching, but it's a fascinating piece of data about how players experience the game at different moments. And here's another moment from that afternoon. In terms of balance, we're getting closer and closer to where we need to be. We are still adjusting the cards that see the least used and fine-tuning any card that feels too strong. There are a couple of strategies in the game that don't quite reach their full potential yet, specifically building around prestige or around card draw and discards. This is genuinely difficult to balance. These are evolving strategies, and if you push them too far, they can become overpowered very quickly. Finding that exact sweet spot requires a lot of precision. We keep iterating, we keep testing, and we keep getting closer. And here is the most exciting part. By the end of the month, we expect to have all of these changes ready and to start the first physical prototype of the game. Prototype, the first one. That means you are going to be able to see the game in a much more tangible way. We've been talking for a long time about mechanics, systems, adjustment, and very soon you'll be able to see all of it together in a physical object, and you will be the first to see it. So if you are not subscribed yet, now it's time. Hit subscribe and the bell so you don't miss that episode. See you in the next episode. The diary continues.